Okay, I'm going to make a quick video addressing some comments. And I just seen a few comments under this video that I made the other day that I feel the need to reply to in a video because they are actually some important questions by the viewers. And I do understand where the viewers coming from when they ask these questions, when they left these comments. And so I just want to talk about that for a minute. So on the video that was published on August the 7th, this year, 2022, it was titled, "Justice for Vaughn Lost in Drama. Where do we go from here?" If you have not watched the video yet, please go and watch it. And then let me know in the comments what your thoughts are. But also after watching this video and listening to what I am going to discuss here. Okay, so we're going to scroll down. I'm actually in my creator studio. I was in here checking analytics and checking comments and that. All right, so we're going to start here with this comment. Marlene says, "How can justice be gotten for a situation of self-unaliving? That does not make sense to me." Okay, so if a person did in fact unalive themselves, then I guess there may not be any justice unless somebody pushed them to do it. You know, people have been convicted of manslaughter for bullying other people into doing that. I'm not saying that's what happened. I'm just giving you an example. But that is not what I meant in this video. I wasn't saying that he needs justice for unaliving himself. That's not what I was saying. What my point is that many people think that Dre possibly either harmed him or caused him to harm himself. I didn't say that I think that. I think it could be possible, though. But even more than that, what I personally think, and the reason I think that he needs justice, is because he deserves a full and proper investigation. If you read the police report, or you can go and watch, a few of the other creators covered the police report. They were, the officers were at the house for like 30 minutes, 37 minutes or something like that. From the time they arrived on scene to the time they left was like 37 minutes or roundabout. Common sense will tell you that 37 minutes is not enough time to investigate a scene where someone is unalive. Right? Okay? Another thing, in that police report, the officer says that he did not collect into evidence the knife that was used by Dre to allegedly cut Vaughn down. If Dre or anybody else used a knife to cut a rope and cut him down, then that became part of the crime scene and it needed to be collected as evidence, but it wasn't. It was left there. Another officer said that he never even saw it. So, there is another reason that we know there was not a full and proper investigation. That's 2 reasons right off the bat. A third reason, none of the officers ever spoke to the children. They did not go inside the house. So, why wouldn't they speak to those children? They would be considered witnesses. Whether they saw the actual thing take place or not, they were there. And they were a witness to whatever was going on in that house that morning. That morning, the night before, those kids were a witness. Somebody should have talked to those kids. So, 3 reasons right there that we know there was not a full investigation. So, how do we even know for sure that he did this to himself? If we don't have a full investigation, then how do we know what happened? So you're blaming him. You're blaming him. And you don't know if he did that. How do you think he would feel about that? What if he woke up today and he told the truth and what happened wasn't anything at all what we've been told? How would you feel then? So before you take up for Dre on my posts, my videos, I need you to think with an open mind, please. Okay, now moving on. The next question, same person, Miss Marlene. She says, how can you recommend people to call these numbers based on assumptions? Sounds like you all are trying to cause problems for Dre, as if she doesn't have enough on her plate. Miss Marlene? Ma'am, I'm not trying to cause Dre any problems. I do not want any problems for Dre. A part of me feels bad for Dre. I'm not completely blaming Dre for anything. Of course, I have thoughts and feelings as far as in opinions. There's a lot going on in that household. I mean, it's not for me to judge, though. Right? So, I'm not recommending people to call the governor or the DA or the state ombudsman to say, hey, we think Dre did this, blah, blah, blah. That's not what I said. Right? Now, I did say that if people feel like she did do anything, that they could, call, but that not for that reason alone. My main thing is, you would call those people when you feel like an investigation has not been completed. When you don't have a full investigation, like in Vaughn's case. The officers on scene didn't do a complete and full investigation. They didn't do a proper investigation. So what you will do is you will follow the chain of command and file complaints. Right? Because we want a full investigation. What if you got a phone call tomorrow morning and they said your son hung himself? Would you want a full investigation to find out for sure if that's what really happened? Or would you lay your head down at night and go to sleep and have confidence in knowing that what you were told was the truth, even though you know about all the stuff, that's been going on in the household? All the reasons that it is possible that somebody else did it to him. You would want to know, right? You would at least want the officers to be there long enough to do investigation and collect all the evidence, talk to all the witnesses. You would want that, right? And so, they didn't do that. So that's why you go over their head and you file complaints and you make them do their job. That's the reason I recommend for people to do that, to call district attorney's office, the governor's office, the state ombudsman, If you think that the officers didn't do a full investigation, that's what you would do next. That's how you seek justice properly. Now, the next question or comment here says, why? Why does anybody besides his family need to know what happened? Why would you feel the need to expose anything? What good does that do? Letitia was never refused visitation. How do you get off saying it was apparent Vaughn didn't want to be with Dre? Apparent to who? Okay. First of all, let me say, Marlene, I can tell already, just by reading that comment, that you follow Katie Joy without a crystal ball, and that's fine. You're free to watch who you want to. But that girl don't care about you. Don't be working as one of her trolls. I promise she don't care about you. You'll be the next one that she does what she does to. I mean, so. But anyway, with that being said, let's see. There's a couple of questions in that comment. So, let's go back. She says, why does anybody besides his family need to know what happened? Okay, nobody does. You're right, Miss Marlene. You're right. All of us people in the public, it's none of our business. You are right. But it is called social justice. And who does that? Who pushes for social justice? Right? The public? Yeah. Right? So who would go and protest in Vaughn's name for justice if that needed to happen? The public would, right? Right. Okay. So we don't need to know what happened. I never said I want to know what happened or I deserve to know what happened. What I said was, I want to know that there's been a full investigation, and from what I can see, there has not. All right. Now, she's asked, why do I feel the need to expose anything? I don't feel the need to expose anything other than saying that there was not a full investigation and Vaughn deserves one. Right? Okay. Now, she said Letitia was never refused visitation. How do you know that? Were you there? Was you there? Do you know that? Another thing, that's a lie, and I'm going to tell you how we know that that's a lie. Because Dre herself said in a video that she told Letitia she could not come. Also told his dad no, that he couldn't come, even after he drove all the way there. So, you need to stop listening to Katie, because you look silly spreading false information. Okay, and how do I get off saying it was apparent that Vaughn didn't want to be with Dre? Well, apparent to who? Apparent to me, that's who. And apparent to everybody that has a brain and open eyes and ears. Let's see. How do I get off saying that? Probably because I heard Vaughn say it out of his own mouth. That's how. Did you miss those videos? You know, the ones where Vaughn was talking, where he, said in so many words he had to go, that he could not be with her anymore? Did you miss that? Or did Katie not tell you that? Okay. So, it looks like that's all the comments that I see right now that I really want to bring attention to. I just felt the need to clarify some of that for Miss Marlene and for anybody else that was wondering the same thing. So, there you go. That's it. I'm going to post a link to this video in the description of this one. If you haven't seen it yet, go watch it. And also, if you're not subscribed yet, make sure to subscribe and turn on the bell notifications so you'll know when I upload again. I was about to say go live, but I am going to go live soon, but not yet. So when I upload again, thanks for watching, and I will see you on the next video.